The series now crosses the Tasman back to New Zealand and round 2 at Powerbuilt Tools International Raceway in Ruapuna. This 3.3 kilometre circuit, a test for man and machine. So no doubt about it, the highlight for the weekend will be the Lady Wigram Revival Trophy, run over 15 laps. Top New Zealanders looking to capture this trophy, but so too a bunch of Australians. Well, this is the big one. This is the Lady Wigram Trophy. You're on board here with the oldest car in the field. This is Alan Dunkley in the Lola T140. Ken Smith is carrying camera for us as well. And so too Clark Proctor. Clark Proctor on the front row. Inside of him will be Steve Ross. Now, Steve Ross has got a camera, but you're looking out under the wing as they get set to go for 15 laps. The Lady Wigram Trophy. Once again, a good start from Ross and a good start from Proctor. Wheel to wheel as they head down into plexiglass. Turn 1 here at Powerbuilt Tools International Raceway. You're on board here, looking out the back of Steve Ross's McRae GM1. The march of Clark Proctor sits in second place. We go back to Proctor's camera. See him soaring at the wheel as they head down towards Pothole and into the braking area for the hairpin. Further back through the field, this is Ken Smith in the Lola T430, owned by David Abbott. But already Ross is getting away, and this is a habit he's made over this weekend. He's just got good starts and just started to clear away from the field. So Steve Ross on his way maybe to something he has coveted for a long, long time, and that is the title of the Lady Wigram Trophy holder. Back on board here with Alan Dunkley. Dunkley, as we said, in the oldest car in the field. Well, what a beautiful example it is. It's a Lola T140. Ken Smith starting to work on Clark Proctor as we go back on board here as they head up into the short chute, heading down to the sweeper at the top end of this 3.3 kilometre circuit. There is the race leader in the Graham McRae, designed and built McRae GM1. Small block Chev powered, either Kinsler or Lucas fuel injection, mechanical fuel injection. They're on board here with the March 73A of Clark Proctor. And this is the gap that he's got to try and close. Oh, and he's not going to do it because he's overcooked it. And round goes Clark Proctor. He's thrown away second place. Maybe that was a result of the pressure coming on from Ken Smith. Have a look at it on the replay from the outside camera. Well, he just looked like he outbraked himself a little bit. He got a couple of wheels up onto the curbing, and then with the 600 plus horsepower on tap, he couldn't do anything about it. From the view from Ken Smith, Smithy will be rubbing his hands thinking, that's one car I don't have to pass. Proctor back into the action, but further down through the field, he'll rejoin, I think, in around about 11th or 12th spot. As we go back to the front of the field here, Steve Ross, Iberian Airline signage on the McRae GM1. Oh, and someone else has gone wrong. That's Russell Greer from Blenheim by the look of it, in the ex-Graham Lawrence car. Straight back onto the circuit, though, goes Russell. Brett Willis has got problems. He's going into the pits early, the man from Rotorua in the Lola, so it looks like his race is done. Remember, this one's significantly longer than the other races on the program. David Banks there, car number 78, and that's a Talon MR1A. We're back on board here with Clark Proctor, but now he's got to thread his way through this field, so this will be interesting. Proctor, always known for his aggression. So Clark Proctor working his way down the front straight, and I've got a feeling that is the high-wing Lola T140 of Alan Dunkley just in front of him, so he is coming through this field like a dose of salts. There is Dunkley, and it is Proctor that goes by on the inside as they head down into Flexiplas, turn 1 here at Christchurch. So Clark Proctor clawing his way back up the field. Meantime, Steve Ross just clearing away from them. Aaron Burson, the next target for Clark Proctor. Burson in car number 29. It's another McRae GM1. Graham McRae winning the Tasman Series 3 times, the first time in 1970 in a Ferrari, and then in a McLaren, and then the last 2 times on his CV in the car that he designed and built, and that is the McRae GM1. This is Alan Dunkley, just a young kid, came out of karting and also the Suzuki Swift Sports Series, so this is a huge leap for him, but he has really made believers of the big crowd here at Christchurch because he has put on a startling performance, both in qualifying and racing. Down through the Jeff Deliveries turn, up into Cochrane Nissan now, and then down the short chute, heading down towards the big sweeper at the top end of the circuit. Meantime, Clark Proctor just a little bit further up the racetrack. has a couple of bites at the big sweeper, the Avon City Ford Rock sweeper here at Christchurch. Now it becomes a straight-out drag race. And down the inside of Aaron Burson goes the March 73A of Clark Proctor. Now, when you consider there's no such thing as carbon fibre brakes or any of the modern technology in these cars, the performance is phenomenal. Just look at the way the suspension's working as we take these onboard shots. Working his way up into pothole now is Auckland's Clark Proctor. Having disposed of Aaron Burson. So Proctor coming from way, way back. Chris Lambden will be the next target. Australian Motorsport News publisher. There is Aaron Burson. Aaron and his father Peter both running McRae GM1s. As we go back on board here with Alan Dunkley. And as we said before, the 1968 Lola T140. The oldest car in the field. Alan Dunkley doing a good job here. Just keeping his head while others around him start to lose theirs. Proctor driving like his life depends on it as he tries to get as far up the field as possible. Down the front straight he comes once again. Into turn one here at Powerbolt Tools Raceway. Oh, and just a mid-turn correction, maybe a mechanical issue, maybe just a miscue from the metal man of Auckland. And Chris Lambden can live to fight another day for the moment because the challenge just blunted just a little bit now as they come into the braking area. Proctor gets a little bit close, gets a little bit sideways. Maybe they're getting into tyre trouble. This race significantly longer than what we've seen in any of the heat races here over the weekend, and it is warm. These cars run on Avon tyres. And the power that they're putting through the rear wheels, 600 odd horsepower, and the loads on the front wheels as well, maybe starting to take their toll on the rubber. Dunkley looking to make a move on Aaron Burson. So this would be the battle for about 5th and 6th as Lambden just moves over and lets the faster Proctor go through. So Clark Proctor once again starting to claw his way toward the front of the field. He threw away a fine second place in the early going of this, the Lady Wigram Trophy. As we're back on board here with Alan Dunkley, the family owning this car. Like so many of these cars in the MSC F5000 Tasman Revival Series, virtual museum piece, priceless pieces of motoring art. And Alan Dunkley, one of the youngest competitors in the field in the oldest car, doing one heck of a job. And plenty of laps to run so he can get further up this field yet. You see him just in the back of the shot there, trying to keep a pace with Aaron Burson. Oh, Chris Lambden's got it wrong, and Proctor's got it wrong as well. Oh, for the second time, poor old Clark Proctor has thrown away a pretty good spot, and he's going to have to do it all over again, or maybe he's not going to be able to. Proctor looks like he's stranded by the hairpin. Here it is from the onboard. He grabs a whole heap of lock and gets a tag, I would think, and it spins him round, and then I think the machine stalls. Well, Chris Lambden, he's had some major problems because he's gone straight ahead. You see the shot there from Alan Dunkley's onboard. Might get another look at it on the replay. Watch the car number 27. Down into the braking area they come for the hairpin. Proctor on the outside. He'll turn in. He picks up the right front of Lambden. That puts Lambden on a straight trajectory towards the outfield. Yellow flags fly all over the place. Doesn't bother this man, though, as he passes the stricken Clark Proctor and heads on his winning way. Steve Ross is going to make up for the problems he had last year here at the Lady Wigram Trophy because he is out by the proverbial country mile. On board here with Ken Smith. It's not going to be 5 for Smithy because this man is going to deny him. Already starting to get into the lap traffic. That is Russell Greer just being put a lap down in the ex-Murray Sinclair Lola. That is the car that Graham Lawrence took to Tasman Series victory. in the heyday of these Formula 5000 cars. What can you say about this man's performance, though? He has just consistently been picking them off. He's picked off Aaron Burson, now has Alan Dunkley. So Dunkley up into third, Burson back into fourth. Then it would be David Banks in the Talon in fifth position now. Next car we'd look for would be David Abbott. This is Phil Major in the Denny Holm Formula 1 McLaren, pulling off into the pits. Not strictly a Formula 5000, but certainly able to run with them here at the Bailey's Wigram Revival meeting. You're on board with the race leader, and unless something drastically goes wrong, the man is going to pick up the Wigram Trophy for 2012, and that is Steve Ross from Dunedin. So many times he's been the bridesmaid here in Christchurch. A lot of the time it was to Ken Smith. Last year it was Jay Esterer from Canada that took the title from right under his nose, but this year he won't be denied, and Steve Ross comes across the line and wins the Lady Wigram Trophy. In second place it will be the veteran Ken Smith, and in third place a giant killing performance from Alan Dunkley. Fourth place will be Aaron Burson, and in fifth it is David Banks. Sixth will be Russell Greer, in seventh David Abbott, and in eighth Peter Burson.